Good evening, everybody, and welcome, my dear Steam machines. This is Miss Steam Corner. This is the 5th episode, and today we're going to focus on some fabulous free apps to help you get creative, as always, for free online. So you're just gonna need your computer or your tablet or even your phone, the browser, and I would suggest a pair of headphones. You can probably follow along if you like. This is not too difficult today. It's actually quite straightforward. But perhaps if you want to just check out a few features that I'll share with you, then you can retrieve the websites afterwards. So greetings to all of you on YouTube, Facebook, on Twitch, and on LiveXP. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, drop us a like or a follow. Even if you are on Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn, we're also there, guys. So, thank you for coming back and visiting us once again. Today's focus is on 3 apps. They're really cool. They're called Typatap, Typedrummer, and Patatap, in no particular order. They're quite interesting because they are all able to transfer pressing down a key on the computer onto music. Not only music, but also visual effects, which is pretty awesome. We have targeted this specific stream to those in year 1 and 2, and for those of you not familiar, about 4, 5, 6 years old, depending on obviously when you're born. The stream is obviously for the teachers that deal with that, for the parents, and also for anybody else who might be curious as to how these things can be used to become a bit more creative online. And always remember, it's for free. If you are a bit devices for older students, don't worry, because these apps are also quite good for a bit more advanced things, and that's why I'm here tonight to show you a few different uses. There are, by the way, some iPad versions and Android versions of these apps. So you have 2 choices if you're on a tablet or phone. You can try to log in again with Google Chrome and Safari. That's what we have tested them with. I'm sure that Edge is absolutely fine and up and running. If you experience some problems, please make sure to update your device and your browser, because that usually solves all of the issues. Don't forget to bring your favorite headphones, because of course, to get some nice and low-end sounds, that's the best way to do it. I've got mine down here, and I think it's a moment to start now. So the first one that I would like to play with is called Patatap, and here it comes. As you load it, it doesn't have anything. It appears as if it's broken or something. But then if you read carefully, it says press speakers. Well, I don't need any more than that. Let's see. I'm just gonna try and type hello. Oh, hello, Renee. Hi. Let's see what happens. That's it. That's just me pressing H-E-L-L-O. 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 Phenomenal. Well, since I've got this comment from Renee on YouTube, well, this is how Renee sounds. Listen. R-E-N-E-E-R-E-N-E-E. So how does this work? Well, we're just pressing keys, and every time we press a key, there is a sound and a visual effect. Actually, let me stop my background sound so we can focus on what Patatap does. Cool thing is that as soon as I press the spacebar, the presets change. So here it is. It's me pressing the spacebar. A few moments of reloading, and now what should I do today? I've got a glass of sparkling water, so let's see what water sounds like. W-A-T-E-R, W-A-T-E-R, W-A-T-E-R. Fun doesn't end here. Well, first of all, I can go full screen. But second, you can also press 2 or more keys at the same time. Let's see that I press W and A. So this is W. This is A. I can press them together. T-E-R. Shall we try the alphabet? A, B, C, E, F, G, H, I, S, T, U. This is pretty cool, isn't it? But I can hear some people on iPad saying, look, how am I supposed to type because I have no keyboard? Well, obviously, if you've got the external keyboard, that will work. However, if you're on a normal iPad without the keys, different positions of the screen will trigger different sounds and animation. Unfortunately, there is no connection between the letters, or at least there's no way of figuring out which letter is which position on the iPad. So how can we take this a little bit further, like beyond the normal game? Well, how about trying a spelling a game? Maybe we call out a word, we try to spell it, and we see if the whole class can get it. Or if anybody gets a different sound, if we can set on something. For example, let's see what I've got here. I've got a mouse, so it is here. Oh, sorry, there we go, back in. Let's see that instead of mouse, I misspell and I put a K instead of an O. Cows. I don't think that's a word, but let's try. This is mouse. Cows. Back to mouse. Cows. Spouse. So you see how you can create lots of different beautiful things. So Patatap, I think, is one of the most basic ways to become creative with music and visuals at the same time. However, I've got a challenge for those of you who are a little bit older or looking for activities to do with older students. First thing that comes to mind when I saw Patatap the first time was Scratch. Well, on Scratch there is a block that says when a specific letter gets pressed, some actions get triggered. So how about, this is a very cool challenge, I think, guys, and maybe we dedicate a full stream to this, is how about you try and recreate Patatap on Scratch? Because you can make sounds and you can make animations, and there's nothing stopping you from creating 26 of them. If you notice, when you press a spacebar, it says a number out of 26. I'll do it quickly, just check in the middle of the screen. Just a sec, and once more. There we go. And now it's loading. It doesn't even show because it's probably preloaded it on my browser, but it's just because it's 26 letters, 26 samples of sounds and videos, all mixed together, ready for you to play around. There are no digits, by the way, and there's no difference between a capital and a lowercase. So this is lowercase d, and this is uppercase d. But every time you press it, you've got a little difference. You see that? Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, sometimes it's right, sometimes it's left. And I can also keep it pressed. Watch out, this is gonna be loud. This is awesome. I could play for a long time, but today I'm not here to play. Today I'm here to show you how many cool things you can do. From Patatap, P-A-T-A, we'll post the links in the description of the video, obviously. You can also go to a couple of other things. Look at here. So first of all, teachers, if you want to embed, embed literally means put this app into a digital bed, perhaps inside a school newsletter or a blog or something like that. If you click it, you get a scary writing. This is called an iframe. Don't worry, you don't need to understand anything about it. You just need to copy it, chuck it in your blog as an HTML, and it will show up. To be honest, the only thing you need to worry about is the size, because it says 640 by 480. If you want to make it bigger, just go full screen. For example, a full HD will be 1920 by 1080, or just, tweak it until you find a size that you like. You can, however, click on type a tone you see down here, which is another beautiful thing, which I think is phenomenal for phonics, for spelling, and also just for fun. So I preloaded it out of convenience, and this is how it looks like. Well, let me just show you what happens if I say hello to all of you. And maybe I can change the sound. You can change the sound, obviously. Gamelan vibe here. I think this is pretty awesome, to be honest, because it becomes really easy to test the difference between some challenging words to spell. Let's see. The gist about this. Every time you create a different word, you will hear a different sound. So you can devise, or you can just use it to see what your letter would sound like. Maybe a letter to a friend, or to a pet, or to your parents or children. You can obviously hack this device and use it as a musical instrument. For example, let's see that I want to hear what C sounds like. Okay, I can do C, 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 space. And I have a rhythm. Then I'll see what the L sounds like. Maybe I can move between L and C. And then I can also remind you of us conducting music. Let's see. So you see, you can use it as a rhythm, you can use it as a spelling device, you can use it as many different things. You can copy stuff, you can download things. I'm downloading a file now with this clip, or you can change its sound. So we're back into the spacey, dreamy synthesizer sound. And let me just stop this because I've got yet one more. So once again, we have two different things. One is Patatap, PATATAP.com. A couple of apps available as well under the same name if you're interested. I always suggest the browser because it's a bit easier to maneuver, but up to you. This was Typatone, type, spelled Typa tone. But quite easily, to be honest, you can just scroll down. You see here, and it shows. It's quite cool. I think it's quite a nice combination. And I have one more to share with you today. One more. So here it is. It's a different brand altogether. It's called Typedrummer. Typedrummer. So this is it. It's a very simple box. But as soon as you put some writing into it, it becomes something magic. So I welcome you all to the Steam Corner, and here it comes. And we've got a rhythm. As always, you can start very simple. On rhythm without actually spelling words. So for example, let's see what V sounds like. V, N, and M. Okay, I'm gonna try a few combination. And there's also a few new sounds here. Fabulous. So let's say that, like we did before, you want to combine a little bit of learning and a little bit of what's it called? An artistic creativity, let's say. So perhaps you can try to spell different words. I'm just gonna go for a very similar one, which is always a problem, isn't it? Your, you are. Oh, actually, I can do it properly. Look. Okay, so not only this, but especially if you are on a computer, you can use two of these apps at the same time. Now, on the iPad, we've noticed that sometimes if you create a piece of work on one app and then you move away to another tab, that app stops working. It really depends on the version of the OS that you're running and browser that you're using. So please, if you are on an iPad, don't give up immediately, but try it. On a laptop, on Edge, Firefox, and Chrome, it's really great because Typedrummer works in the background. So if I just send you our usual greeting, so hello Steam Machines, as our rhythm. Let's see what comes through. Okay, not bad. Now I can go into Patatap. Try letter combinations. maybe write a letter. Some work well together, some don't. Until you find the sound that works, try it. Decent. Goodness me. It's a bit messy, but I think this is the fun part of it. This is quite cool, I think. I hope you're enjoying it at least. So, here's once again what you can do to create music or just have a few minutes of fun, or obviously transform it into a spelling exercise in a complete twist from the usual apps. So Patatap, once again, P-A-T-A-T-A-P, is obviously for free. As you can see here, it's on the App Store. Sorry, it's not for Android. I lied, apologies. This one is only for the App Store. And then if you want to add it to the blog or a website in general, you can use this piece of HTML. Remember that on a computer keyboard, you can press any of the letters. There's no difference between capitals and lowercase, whilst on an iPad, different areas of the screen will trigger different sounds and animations. You can obviously use multiple fingers at the same time, as I can use multiple keystrokes at the same time. So this is gonna be just C. So this is A, B, C, and together they sound like. I can also add A, B, C, and D. That's it, and you can start creating. The second one instead was with the type a tone, where you can type a letter, or you can make so you can use it as an instrument simply by creating a pattern of letters. So for example, D, 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 D. Let's see. Let's hear. And then why not singing on top or creating something else? That's absolutely fine. Then you have to remember a separate link for the other app, because this one is not connected. It's a different maker called typedrummer.com. By the way, these do not require any payment. They do not require any signups or any saving or anything. Actually, you can save your work from Type a Tone here by pressing on the download button. So that's a possibility. So I hope you enjoyed this quick overview. What I would like to show you, since I've got a few minutes left, is how you can quickly create something on Scratch to get your animation up and running. Okay, this is a challenge. It's a 4-minute patch on Scratch. So let's try and see if it works. As always, you can check our previous tutorials if you want to. And let me show you how you can create a very, very simple animation. So once you get in here, and this obviously, this little 3 minutes is not for the years 1 and 2. I would suggest this part for later, at the end of primary school, year 5 and 6, or probably secondary school as well. But, you know, not impossible with some parental help. So the first block you want is under events, and you have it here. You see it says when space key is pressed. I'm gonna zoom it in a little bit for your convenience. And what it does is it maps pretty much every single key on your keyboard. So let's start from the first one, which is A. And I'm gonna make 2. I'm gonna make a duplicate. Obviously, this stream is going to be recorded, and so you can rewind it at any stage. I've just added the music blocks. And let's say that I want to put a simple boots and cats and boots and cats. So these are 4 drum sounds. Let me show you. A side stick, no, close hi-hat. A snare drum follows this sound. and then another, maybe an open hi-hat this time. Let's see. Okay, so if I press A, I've got, perfect, I've got it. If I keep it pressed, see, it sees highlighting in yellow. The cat is not doing anything at the moment. That's absolutely fine. Assumes here, right? So for the cat. So what I can do is when the A key is pressed, to make it very, very simple, I can make the cat to switch costume, actually, with next costume. Okay, I'm sure you've noticed that it doesn't quite match. That's because it's switching costume once whilst we're playing 4 notes. Well, if you go to control and grab a loop, you can repeat that for 4 times. Now, if you go to full screen, we should have a bit. Okay, I forgot one block, apologies. We need to speed. So you see it says 0.25 beats. Well, we can do the same thing here, 0.25. There we go, that's now much better, look. And you can keep dancing at the same time. Maybe we want to do something with the backdrop as well. Not to worry, click on the backdrop here. That's absolutely fine. And same key to start with, space and A. And then you can just browse around to see what feels more interesting. So for example, change color effect by 25. Let's see what happens. Oh, sorry, it's because it's white, so there's absolutely no... Let's see if this one does anything. No, okay, so I'm just going to paint it real quick with a bucket tool. Okay, so that should do the trick, I think. There we go. So every time I click, cat dances and the music is played. So let's see, I'm just pressing A once. That's not bad. So you see how easy it was to create a very simple, very basic version, obviously, of Patatap on Scratch. So in brief, your steps on Scratch are: number 1, click on the sprite. Number 2, select when A key or any other key is pressed. And I suggest making multiple ones so they can act in parallel. Because if I were to put this one underneath here, what would happen is it would play all the 4 sounds, then go into this costume change, and then go back. But the sounds and the costume change will not work together. So look. See, it doesn't work at all. Everything goes out of sync. So if I put it together, the animation and the sound and the background drop, actually backdrop changes, are all in synchronous. Here we go. Now imagine creating everything different. So maybe when the B is pressed, then you have a different sound. So for example, I'm just gonna grab something at random here. So this is B. I see there is a nice emoticon battle on YouTube. Yeah, keep it coming. Let us know what you think, guys. And obviously, if you want the backdrop to change, sorry, last thing on Scratch, click on backdrop here on the right-hand side. It accesses the colors, sorry, the codes here, and you can change the color. As always, just think of what you want to achieve with these apps. Remember that the first 3 apps that I've shown you today are probably really good starting point for music making for the early years, because you can pretty much get sound with any sort of knowledge you've got. And then you can build it up little by little. For this last part on Scratch, unfortunately, we need a little bit more knowledge. So this was just a quick idea, a 2 minutes challenge to show you what you can do to create your own. Well, thank you very much indeed for your lovely comments, as always, guys. So, I'm afraid we ran out of time, so I'm gonna do a quick recap. Okay, Steam Machine, so this was episode 5. We dedicated it to the early years, to those in year 1 and 2, or about 4, 5, 6 years old, give or take, for their teachers, parents, and anybody enthusiastic on how to make music online for free. The 3 key apps, or at least the 3 new apps that we talked about today were Patatap, P-A-T-A-T-A-P. From there, you can easily click at the bottom of the screen those musical compositions. Once you've got them, you can also download them as a sound file. That's awesome. By the way, there is an app version for the iPad. But if you don't want to download it, that's fine. It will work if you load it on Google Chrome. The third app that we used was instead called Typedrummer, which is a bit weird. It's spelled T-Y-P Drummer. Let me just double check before I say anything silly. Yeah. No, my mistake. Type, spelled like T-Y-P-E, drummer. Anyways, as soon as you Google it, it's the first that shows. And we'll obviously add it to the links in the descriptions of this video. After that, I did a little challenge on Scratch. And the idea was to recreate Patatap on Scratch itself. So if you liked it, let us know, because we can dedicate an entire stream to that. Just so you know, it will not be suitable for those of you in the early years because it's a bit more complicated. But I would say if you are year 4 and up, and maybe you have done a little bit of Scratch before, that's going to be absolutely fine because you don't need too much knowledge. So please let us know if you like this episode. I hope you are all happy and obviously stay curious. My dear Steam Machines, this is Enrico from Conducting Music, checking out and inviting you once again to next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I hope you enjoy this. This is 6 o'clock London time, by the way. And if you are following us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or on Twitch if you're there. And also, big hello to those of you on LiveXP. So guys, this is Enrico from Conducting Music. Stay curious. Until next week, all the best. Bye bye, Steam Machines.